Today we're going to be learning how to make soft scrambled eggs. As you can see, they're light, they're fluffy, they're super yummy, and they're super easy to prepare and super easy to clean up. For this, we're going to need butter. In this case, we'll be using salted butter, about 3 tablespoons, 3 eggs, a silicone spatula, and a Teflon-coated pan, and optionally pepper and salt. This pan is currently cold, which is useful for this method we're going to be doing. We're going to take an egg, crack it 2 times, put your fingernails inside of it, pull it apart, which usually opens up in 2 halves and keeps your fingers relatively clean. Place it back in this tray for easy cleanup. Do the same thing, 2 taps. The advantage if this pan is cold is you get eggs inside, or egg shells inside of the pan. It's easy to pull out. You're not cooking them inside of it. It's not an additional one to pan to clean up. Now that we have the eggs without shells in it, we're just going to add the butter. And then we can turn on about a medium heat. One of the reasons why eggs are so difficult typically to clean up is that the eggs are coming from the refrigerator cold, and the proteins, as they heat up, tend to form almost like grappling hooks and then expand into the cracks inside of the cooking surface that you're using. So by heating them up gradually, they're less prone to cling and then get baked on. The other 2 things that we're doing that'll help it not stick is by using a silicone spatula. You can make sure that none of the things stay in contact too long, and the Teflon surface is also naturally non-stick. Now this particular pan I only use for eggs, because what typically happens with non-stick coatings is they're very fragile, and by using metal spatulas or cooking at high temperatures, the Teflon is prone to come off. Cooking at lower temperatures, though, I found that it doesn't, like only eggs, last much longer, because this is happening pretty much at a much lower temperature than most frying operations. And you can see that this cleans up very easily as it's starting to solidify. The spatula is very quick to get it off the sides, and that's the whole trick to making good eggs, is just keeping them from burning, really. The butter in this case isn't actually used that much for non-stick purposes, as it is just to make the eggs taste awesome and also give you a lot of prolonged energy throughout the day. So this particular breakfast, if you're like on a paleo diet, tastes great. You don't get hungry, and you don't crash like if you're eating a croissant or sugary food till around lunchtime, or even later if you're using a bulletproof coffee. Now we're starting to thicken up, and we're starting to lose a lot of the fluid inside of our, well, you can see it's starting to get more solid. The aluminum pan heats up quickly, and it also cools down quickly. So what we can do, rather than keep it burning, hear that sound? At that point you should turn off the burner, and let the remaining heat inside the pan finish off the eggs. This ensures it's nice and fluffy without getting overdone. And you see this got a little bit browned. You just keep stirring, and it will evaporate off the remaining water. At this point we can add in seasoning. Like if you were doing salt, you would add it now, but since this butter is already salted, I don't need to add that. Salsa or cheese would also be a good point to add it now. And that's pretty much it. To clean it up, all you have to do is make sure the spatula, or use a spatula, try to clean off the rest that you can, and then just run it under water with a brush, and you're done.